How to think big like Donald Trump. How to think huge like Donald Trump. Welcome in. Much love. Trav here. Some of you may already be having an emotional reaction. If that's the case, calm down. We're going to learn. Just so you know where that's coming from, it's coming from a tribalistic zero-sum mentality where someone else's success is threatening. By chopping their legs off, we advance. So yeah, he's a billionaire, but it's illegitimate for this reason. Okay, so he is a TV star, but he's a bad person for this reason. Okay, he is president, incumbent, elected, but it's bad for this reason. Drop that. People want you to be emotional and scared of him. But we can learn from him. We should learn from people who are our enemies or our allies, and we should be in part allies with our enemies and part enemies with our allies. We don't have to accept the whole. We can take some things that we like, the business genius stuff, and throw out other stuff that we don't like. But either way, it's a big mistake to not want to learn from someone as powerful as this. So let's learn, right? And I mean, look at what he's done with his life. It's pretty insane. Anyways, this book is about 10 years old. It's like Donald Trump's version of The Secret. And oh yeah, also by the way, I'll do more book reviews if requested. I have a bunch of them over here as well, and they're all good. And I have a link in the description that'll take you to them. But for now, we're gonna focus on this. Give a thumbs up, leave a comment if you want more book reviews. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. There's certain parts of this that are kind of freaky, but there's also a lot that's really smart and hilarious. There's certain reasons that we should be inspired that he's our leader, and certain reasons that, like, okay, I hope this goes all right. So I'll take you through the 10 chapters in this book, give you a brief summary of each, show you what the structure of the book looks like. Is always a good place to start. From small to big. Do you have what it takes? Passion, passion, passion. Basic instincts. Creating luck. Chapter 2, or Part 2, Fear Factor, Revenge, Big Mo, Never Take Your Eye Off the Ball, I Love You, Sign This, Think Big, Kick Ass in Business. Number 1, From Small to Big, Think Big. Imagine that you're a 50 billionaire, imagine you're president of the US, think big. You have to think huge if you're going to do big things. Bill Zanker, who wrote the book with Donald Trump, has a business that makes. This is a crazy story, and it's the only story I'll tell from this. It's worth it. Bill Zanker has a business called the Learning Annex that is making $5 million in revenue in a year, not profit, seminars and workshops. Calls Donald Trump, secretary says, yo, I want Donald Trump to come to my learning seminar in New York for $10,000 for an hour of his time. Donald's not interested, click. All right, okay. Calls back the next day, 25 G's for Donald to come for 1 hour. Donald's not interested, click. All right, calls back. It's like, all right, this is crazy, but I'll pay Donald $100,000 for an hour of his time to come to the Learning Annex. Donald is not interested, click. I want Donald Trump here. All right, it's going to be worth it. A call back, $1 million. I will pay Donald Trump $1 million for an hour. I don't know. This seems like a terrible business decision, but I just think that I'm already learning from doing this. I just need to talk to him. All right, Donald is interested. Donald calls back, hey, Bill, so I'm interested in your offer, but I will only do it if you can promise me that you get 10,000 people that shows up to the seminar. And Bill Zanker is like, we've never had more than 700, but I'll just say I can do it. Think big. I'm learning how to think big. And they market it and end up selling 30,000 seats, 30,000 tickets. And that's just a crazy story because, like, most people would take the 100 G's. Most people wouldn't try to have 10,000 people. That's chapter 1. That's what thinking big is all about, is just whatever you're thinking, think bigger, think larger. Bigger numbers, more money, more people, bigger accolades, higher ratings, bigger views. That's number 1, is think big. That's the key. Think huge. Number 2, do you have what it takes? Not everyone has what it takes. Some people don't have what it takes, and it's okay to have a job and kind of settle for things, so that's all right. Next chapter, passion, passion, passion. You have to be passionate. You don't have to do what you love, but you have to love what you do. Supposedly, Trump sleeps no more than 3 to 4 hours a night because he loves his work so much that he gets up in the morning early to work. He's not working for money because he has so much. He has too much to even use. He's working because he likes to make deals. So that's a key of, Michael Jordan would play basketball for free. He has the love of the game clause, right? You have to love what you do. You don't have to do what you love, but you have to love what you do if you're going to be extremely successful, because if not, then you're going to take weekends off. If you love what you do, you're not going to take a day off ever, and you're going to be really successful for that reason. Next chapter, 3, basic instincts. Follow your gut, pretty much. Eventually go with your gut. Your gut knows best. Chapter 4, creating luck. You can be lucky by working hard. If you work hard and take more shots, you will create luck and things will go well. The harder you work, the luckier you get. So stop thinking this is all about luck. It's all about you working hard. Number 5, fear factor. Actually forget this chapter. I'm going to skip it rather than review it. I'm not sure what happened there. There's a hole in my brain. Chapter 6, revenge. This is a big thing, and this is the one part that's kind of scary about him is he loves to get revenge as a strategy for building loyalty from the people in your organization. He picks people based on loyalty more than anything else. He likes to quote Reagan, who said, "Trust but verify." He also says his approach is to hire the best people and don't trust them. It used to be hire the best people and trust them, but he got stabbed in the back. So if anyone screws you over, he says screw them back 10 times as badly and do it publicly, because it's not only satisfying, but other people will see it and not want to screw you over. So when you see him on Twitter raging at people, it's because he perceives that person slighted him, and he's going to get them back 10 times as hard, and because people aren't going to want to mess with him, which is somewhat true. The concern is then like, all right, so say that someone bombs the U.S., is he going to drop a nuke on them? Oh my God. And the question is then even like, is that bad, right? Hiroshima is pretty bad, but if it ended World War II, saved lives, I don't know, right? I don't know that that's necessarily a bad thing. It's probably good to have our enemies be a little bit scared about us and not wanting to start shit with us, so I don't personally mind that. Chapter 7, Big Mo, momentum is everything. Keep going. When you're successful is the time to keep going, not to relax and say, I made it. Trump was multi-billionaire in the early 90s and the real estate market collapsed, and then he went to billions of dollars in debt, but he was able to climb back up and is worth, according to Forbes right now, $4 billion today. Not a small amount of number. And his lesson from that is he was coasting. He thought everything he touched would turn to gold. You don't want to do that. You want to work. Baby, keep going. Big Mo, momentum, which goes with never take your eye off the ball, is keep building. Don't think that you made it. You never make it. Chapter 9, I love you, sign this. Trump has not been, one thing about Trump is I realize he's more humble than he's portrayed to be. He's very loud about what he's good at, but he also, there's certain things that he admits he's not particularly good at. He doesn't think he's good at marriage. He thinks he was a good father, and his kids seem to think so. His wives, he didn't spend a lot of time with his wives because he prefers business. And that would have backfired if he hadn't signed prenuptial agreements. He would have lost a lot of his wealth and money and his business. So he recommends that y'all sign prenups. That's his suggestion. And then he covers a bunch of examples of people who don't do that and get wrecked. Chapter 10, think big, kick ass in business and life. That's the summary. So that's thinking like Donald. You don't need to get the book because I reviewed it for you. If you want more book reviews, again, I got a fuck ton of books, and I'll be here in my learning library for the next 6-7 weeks before I go to Europe for 6 weeks, where I won't really be reading. I'll probably pick 2 to 4 books and take them with me. Maybe do a Kindle e-reader experiment for the first time. I probably should do that. So let me know what you think about that. Anything useful, apply it today. Think big in your life. Think big numbers. Think big achievements. Think big accomplishments. Be bold, be brave, and give it a thumbs up and a comment if you want more book reviews. I will do them. Much love. Take action. Free life movement. Free loving goals. Magic for good. Bam.